Hashimoto is not the reason why you feel constantly fatigued. There's another reason behind it, and also why Hashimoto and chronic fatigue, or you always feeling tired, is connected. That's what we're going to discuss in this video. So you may started to get some fatigue, you got some energy problems, and you got a lot of tiredness in your life, and then you were asking yourself, okay, this is something I've never experienced before. This is something that is out of range, out of normal. I feel so much worse than usual. I need to go to my doctor. So you went to your doctor. Of course, they always take your blood. And they saw, for example, antibodies in your bloodstream, and then you basically went home with an autoimmune diagnosis, which is Hashimoto. So you came home with that. They immediately prescribed you medication for your Hashimoto without even telling you what's really going on. They probably told you, yeah, it's your immune system attacking your thyroid. Meanwhile, nobody could ever show that this is right, but still med students learn this to this day. It's such an outdated theory that it still amazes me every day over and over again that actually doctors still believe the autoimmune theory. But you're probably on medication for that, and you still feel tired and you still don't know what's going on with you. So that's actually a problem. Nobody could actually tell you what's going on. You feel betrayed by your own body because you actually believe that your own body is attacking your thyroid. And then you think because of the lack of thyroid hormones or because of your Hashimoto in general, you feel fatigued, which is not true. And the even bigger problem is if you never really figure out what's going on in your energy issues with your chronic fatigue, and when you still blame it on the wrong thing, because blaming your energy issues, your constant fatigue, your tiredness, your exhaustion on Hashimoto, then you're blaming that on the very thing that is unexplainable in and of itself as well. So you don't have an explanation for the very thing that you use as an explanation. So that's even the bigger problem. And when it comes to that, you never get better, because if you never really know what's actually going on in your body, if you never know what's actually causing the very thing that's making you tired and chronically fatigued, then how can you get better long term? That's actually the biggest issue. And then you have more problems. The medication does not work anyways because you don't feel any difference and you still feel fatigued, and the medication is not helping at all. And I'm telling you, medication specifically for Hashimoto, in my experience, is not helping at all. It actually does quite the opposite. So if you're still on that track, if you're still on that path, what's actually happening is that you're getting worse, and your fatigue is getting worse, and your inflammation in your thyroid is getting worse. And then you probably at one day, maybe you can't even work anymore, or you're bedbound because you're so chronically fatigued and you have so much brain fog. Maybe right now that's not the case, but if you don't do anything about that and you still have the same lifestyle that led to the problems that you have right now, and maybe you even think you're eating healthy, but if you eat healthy, then why are you still struggling? So these are actually the problems that are going on in your life that you are maybe even not aware of. So you think like maybe you're trying the right things and maybe you have good intentions, and I totally believe that you have good intentions in healing your own body or actually getting better, because nobody is actually talking about healing Hashimoto or healing your chronic fatigue or just actually getting better and getting your energy back, getting your life back, because your life was a complete different situation before you got these chronic health symptoms. So what's actually really going on? Because your Hashimoto itself is not causing you to be tired. That's the biggest misunderstanding here. So what's really going on when you have Hashimoto and when you have chronic fatigue, or when you just feel constantly tired? There's a virus that is causing both of it. And that's why people with Hashimoto have also the symptom of being chronically tired. And the virus that I'm talking about is the infamous Epstein-Barr virus. You might know that virus specifically from having mononucleosis in your childhood or as a teenager. And that virus is actually not going away. After you had mononucleosis, it settles in your body, it settles in your liver, in your spleen, actually also in your reproductive system, and it can cause irregular periods, it can cause enlarged prostate, it can cause infertility even. So maybe you're even struggling with these things as well. And the problem is now that it's all caused by the same virus. And Hashimoto, here's another thing, Hashimoto, the inflammation, where does the inflammation in your thyroid comes from? It's not coming from your own immune system attacking your own thyroid. That's just complete and utter nonsense, and it's ridiculous. As I told you guys in the beginning of that video, that this is complete and outdated theory, because the antibodies that are shown in your blood just show that your body is fighting for you. Your body is not attacking you. Your body is fighting for you because you have a low-grade viral infection. And if your immune system lowers, for example, when you had pregnancy, when you had emotional stuff going on, when you had lots of stress in your life, when you got a new job, when you got a divorce, when you got a betrayal or broken trust, okay, that your immune system drops because it floods your body with lots of adrenaline, which is lowering your state of the immune system. And then the Epstein-Barr virus can attack you more easily. And then it goes from your liver to your thyroid, and then it can actually inflame and drill into the thyroid and cause inflammation there. That's the true cause of Hashimoto. And that virus can also release, as it's sitting in the liver, it can release neurotoxins that are highly allergic to nerve cells and to your nerves in general. So these neurotoxins, they flow through the bloodstream and they can even get into the brain, and they can inflame your central nervous system. And if you have an inflamed central nervous system due to these Epstein-Barr virus neurotoxins, then you have the feeling of always being tired. So the tiredness, the exhaustion, and the Hashimoto is related in a way that it's caused by the same virus. But how can you get rid of it? How can you get better? How can you heal your chronic fatigue and also your Hashimoto? And I did that before, like healing Hashimoto is not a big deal. Meanwhile, everybody is saying to you that actually Hashimoto is like you will have that for the rest of your life and this kind of stuff. Because of course, doctors don't know this, doctors don't learn this, they just don't learn how to heal you. That's just a fact, but it's actually, it's not that hard to heal Hashimoto, let's put it this way. And to heal the symptoms that you also have, that you get, that most people get when they have Hashimoto. So the inflamed central nervous system, what I just described, that's causing you to be chronically exhausted. So you wake up in the morning, even though you had a good night's sleep, you don't feel rested. You feel weak, you sometimes feel like you carry a 20-kilogram vest with you, and you feel like your limbs are very weak, you feel like you don't have any strength in your body, you can't even work out anymore, even though you used to be very energetic. And these are the issues that are caused by the Epstein-Barr virus. And now the bigger problem is that I made a video about that as well, but you can't test for the Epstein-Barr virus in your liver or in your central nervous system. You can only test it in the blood. So when you go to your doctor now and you say, hey, somebody told me on the internet that actually healed people from Hashimoto, but and also chronic fatigue, that told me that it's caused by Epstein-Barr virus, and then your doctor is testing for the Epstein-Barr virus, and then he says, no, it's not true, or he even says in the beginning that it's not true and that it's just complete nonsense what I'm telling here. Meanwhile, he never got anybody better and is just putting everybody on medication, but this is another story. You can't find the EBV in the bloodstream because it's not sitting in the bloodstream most of the time. It sits in your liver, and we don't have any measurements to test that. And even though it would be in the bloodstream, we can only test for 2 varieties. Meanwhile, there are over 60 varieties of Epstein-Barr virus. So tests are not reliable when it comes to that. And when you have Hashimoto, you have the Epstein-Barr virus. And when you have that kind of chronic fatigue that I described, that's coming from Epstein-Barr virus neurotoxins inflaming your central nervous system. And as I just told you, I also had a client this year. His name is Matthias. He's actually from Germany. And he got rid of his complete Hashimoto medication by getting rid of the virus that is causing his Hashimoto and his fatigue. That's it. That's what you need to do. And because that is actually very individual, because some people also have brain fog, some people have more heavy metals in their brain. Some women, for example, also struggle with different reproductive concerns. So there are so many situations when it comes to that. It's very individual, and therefore I offer everybody a free discovery call. All that you need to do is to go to my website www.theobergmann.com and you book a free discovery call there. We give you a call for 10 to 15 minutes to figure out if and how I can help you. And if so, we would move on to a 60 to 90 minute strategy call, which is an initial consultation. It's also for free, where we would show you a strategic approach on how you can get rid of the Epstein-Barr virus, what you actually need to do, what you need to implement in your life, and heal actually the symptoms that you have right now and getting rid of the medication. I would highly recommend you doing that, because if you don't take care of that right now, how are you supposed to heal? How are you supposed to get better? Because right now, obviously, you're not getting better. You're probably getting worse. The medication won't work anymore. It's not working anyways. Then maybe in the future you need more medication because your doctor's looking at your blood test and just sees that it's not getting better anyways. So he just prescribes even more medication. You don't know what kind of diet you are on. You don't know what you eat anymore because you don't even know that the virus is causing your symptoms. So what kind of foods are antiviral and what kind of foods are feeding your virus? It's also the next question. How do you cleanse that from your liver and from your brain and from your lymphatic system? So in order to get rid of that, you need to take action, you need to get help from an expert, and it's not a problem actually to get help from somebody like me, because nobody's telling you that, and nobody has the results actually. I healed so many people from chronic fatigue. So nobody's just showing you results, so go to the people that actually show results. Because what do you want in the end? Do you want to go to people that are just telling you stuff about what to eat and about what not to eat? Or do you want to go to people that actually have the results proven over and over and over and over again? Do you want to get better, or do you want to get just some advice about like you should eat this or that? So book your free discovery call. Link is in the description. And thank you for watching that video. See you in the next videos and have a good day. Bye-bye.